Greetings, fellow citizens. This is Citizen Kong, and welcome to another Fez Night. Tonight's Fez Night shall be called Deep Fried Fez. Let me lower the light here a little bit. Oh, somebody asked me. All right, Eileen asked me, what are you doing with that? I put that on, I'm reflection of my glasses from my keyboard. So you can better see my eyes. So who cares? All right. So, yeah, welcome to another Fez Night. Yeah, you probably noticed. Excuse me. Just blew something onto my keyboard. It's a loose piece of tobacco. Oh, man. It's wedged its way in there. Come on. Come on. I should start over, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I got tobacco all over the place because I do those rollies. Where was I? Oh yeah, so last week, I'm sorry, but I haven't answered the comments from last week. So let me go there. I should have had this page all ready to go, but let's have a look now. Okay, see, I put my readers on, and let's see. Yeah. So you notice that I'm not drinking a martini. Okay. Well, I've kind of found out. Well, of course, I knew I was out of practice, and so the reason why I drank a martini, I shot everything on Saturday, so I'd have Sunday to recover. Like, okay, 3 or 4 drinks. Like, you know, I mean, I just can't have just one. You know. So and then. At my new job, you know, hey, I started to bond with a few of my coworkers, and we got together Friday and drank some beers. We went over to this one guy's house who happened to live really close to work, and we went over to his house and sat in his garage and drank beers, and you know, and I can handle my alcohol while I'm drinking. It's the problem is the next day is my recovery. And so Saturday I pretty much felt out of it, and I mean, I wasn't hungover. I just didn't feel up to snuff, and so it's all a matter. What do you think? Should I get it back into practice drinking? You know, like have a couple drinks every night till I get pretty much used to feeling that way the next day. I don't know. Geez, look at this video here. Somebody really hates Fez Night. Look, I got 23 likes and 32 dislikes on Fez Night, a YouTube institution. And yet, I got 246 views. Boy, man, I must have 32 enemies. Now, don't you think there's somebody coming back more than once, clicking on that? Yeah, I hope you took a moment to check out Angie's Fez response video, and let me look at the comments here. Okay, we'll start at the bottom here. Yeah, so I'm gonna respond to your comments by going to the page and reading them back out loud. Taking the gloves off. I'm so happy for you, bro. Congrats. Yeah, I'm gonna write thank you right there. Yeah, taking the gloves off. I didn't know you still watched, but that's great. And thank you. Thank you for wishing me well. Sorry, that's the only one. Well, I'm only going to respond to a few of them. I'm happy. Let's see. Live Life Always 2 says, I love when you get lit and do a Fez Night. Entertaining. Oh, really? Well, I'm just drinking tea tonight, or today. So I hope you don't. I hope you aren't disappointed. The magic, LOL, and yes, nothing is ever normal, says Angie. I think it's because I said something about her MyTube or YouTube After Dark, something like that. P.S. I don't think you should be giving a psycho clues. Yeah, that's when I was hinting, so Timmy could stalk me on where I work. So far, he hasn't figured it out yet, so maybe the clues are too difficult. Crackhead Jesus says, I like to drink anything I can get in my mouth. I bet you work at a Messianic church of Christian brotherly love. I'm sure some gay men would find you attractive. Let the gin keep you talking. Maybe we'll get a confession from you. Joking. Yes, I've been I've had a number of gay men express interest in me. Yeah, yeah. Not that I reciprocate, but what can I say? I guess I'm attractive to somebody. Crackhead Jesus says, "When's your 50th B-day, birthday?" Yeah, well, if you look at my profile, I was completely honest when I opened my account, and I gave my actual age, and it's been saying 49 for quite a while. Yes, my birthday is coming up. It's coming up. It's real close, and the big 50, and it's only happened recently. Maybe I need to quit smoking or something, but it used to be when I was in my 40s. People go, "Oh, really? You're 40 something or whatever? I thought you were in your 30s." And so now when somebody asks my age and I say, "Yeah, I'm gonna be 50 this month," they don't say you don't look 50. They just say, "Well, you've got the." They'll say something like, "Well, your attitude is of a much younger person, or you have the spirit of a young person." So I guess that's still good. Guy LaFrog says, "I have gin. I just need the onions. How many martinis did you have before?" I think I had like 2.5. Not that it showed, haha. Also, I think they should have shot Bin Laden out of hand. Oh, I don't think they should have shot Bin Laden out of hand. They should have locked him up in a room with Al Swearingen. Al Swearingen is the character from Deadwood, and I think Barfly Brooks has made another fan. He made me a fan of Deadwood, and then I in turn told John about it. Plus, he saw clips on a Barfly Brooks channel or something like that. And I know I agree that it would have been great if we could have captured Bin Laden alive. But as it was, the safe thinking was they were going to shoot a smart bomb at it, and actually Obama took a big risk going the way he did. Imagine if that mission had failed. Oh my gosh. That would have just been, it would have just ruined it for him. And speaking of which, Obama's kind of got me annoyed because he's agreed to increase domestic drilling for oil, and I guess go and drill in places where they weren't going to drill. I don't know. I didn't read all the details, but that's disappointing. And yet, the right or the Republicans that have been pushing for that, I don't see them going, "All right, Obama," high-fiving him or anything. Obama could be the greatest president ever. I mean, really, in agreement, consensus. But there'll be a group of people that'll just go, "No way." I mean, there's never going to be any convincing some of those people. Commander Clevo says, "Fuck you. You had to mention, and I thought after 30 minutes I was in the clear." Great Methadone for Life says, "Great job, bro. Congrats on the job front. You seem happy. Good to see that. You are the man, bro." Thank you, Methadone for Life. What a good guy. What a good guy. And if I make fun of people in the South, Methadone for Life, I just want to let you know, you're the exception, okay? In fact, I understand it must be hard for you living in the South sometimes with your views. As much as I enjoy a lot of Real Man's vids, he is really off base as far as Obama, global warming and such. I just like some of the drama that he gets going, LOL. Don't agree with him on much at all, LOL. I will say, except for that at the end, Real Man has good camera presence. And when he gets cleaned up and puts on a clean shirt and washes his hair, it's not bad, I mean, he's very presentable. And I think it's sad he's given up on looking for love. I say whatever, as long as I'm alive and kicking, I won't completely give up. While I was unemployed, though, I wasn't really out there, trying to hit on women because they're like, "Hey, baby, you want, hey, date me. I'm unemployed." That kind of cuts into it a little bit. Cuts into the sense of self-esteem. Again, Methadone for Life. excuse me, David Duke equals total moron. End of story. God, David Duke. Anybody that listens to him. Shayna Hurdle is a big fan of David Duke too. I'm just saying. End of story. As for comparing people to Hitler, George Bush, both versions right on track. Truly evil men. End of story. Well, I try to reserve the comparisons to Hitler, to probably Hitler. I think George the son is definitely, I think, would qualify for being a war criminal if everything was brought to light. George Sr., that guy was up to no good, but he was way too smart to really let it all hang out. And he was smart. He didn't follow up after the Persian Gulf War, when the Persian Gulf War was winding up. He didn't go running into Iraq, like his stupid son. Let's see. So Fez Night, Pops' channel, which he goes around mocking me. That stupid little pup. I don't even watch the videos. The voice is so annoying. And you can hear that New England accent, but he does it like he's gay. He goes, "Greetings, fellow citizens." It's all speeded up. "Welcome to another Fez Night." And it's like some sort of monkey puppet. Oh, so annoying. And sure, I see some of my friends over there commenting on it, but I can't sit through one. Any of those videos where they speed up the voice, oh, so annoying. So he posted a comment. This is what a pussy is. Then he removed it, so he won't stand by what he said. And then he said to me, so we're having a fight back and forth here, but I'm not going to bother reading it. He came back as his Tommy Two Guns channel. Me, when I go out and have arguments with people, I use my Citizen Kong channel. I go as myself. Sometimes I'm logged into the ROF, but I don't use that as my channel to go pick fights with people, so I don't get a strike on it. But Pops does that. He'll never use his Pop Art Productions to go talk shit about people. I always use Tommy Two Guns, which is not his main channel. And still, he's allowed to comment on my videos. He's allowed to comment on my channel, but I'm blocked on his channels and on his videos. So I say that goes to show, it's the equivalent of locking yourself in your house, closing the door, and yelling stuff out the window at people. That seems pretty cowardly, doesn't it? Sure, now I've been blocking really nuisance trolls, but I don't have a real fight with them, and blocking, in some cases, they're really, really awful comments, I'll remove them. But, okay, that's it, me catching on my comments for last week. And I want to mention Gino. Gino says he bought a Fez, and he said something about it's haunted by Kiss or something like that. Oh my God, that's awful. It's funny, the band Kiss. Oh, you know how when you're younger, the difference of 1 or 2 years makes a big difference in your age. Let's say you're in high school, and you're hanging out with sophomores or something like that, And but there were a couple of kids, I was like 15, they were 14. They were the guys we hung out with. They were a year younger than us. Actually lived in the same trailer park that I lived in. When I say trailer park, that's a little misleading. It was a mobile manor. They weren't really like trailers you could haul around behind your car. They're more or less like a mobile home. They pretty much once you put them in place, you don't move them. Rarely. Anyway, I can remember these younger guys were really into Kiss, and I always thought that Kiss was really stupid. Now, but that was just me. I was a certain age when Kiss came out, and then later, years later, when I moved to this neighborhood, and I would go to some of these bars, and I was in my early 30s, and the people there that were in their early 20s, 21, 22, some of these bars would play a lot of Kiss, on the video. They'd have televisions up and showing videos or a jukebox or something like that. And I just thought, wow, that's really weird. So I think they were into it sort of for the irony, like how some young people are like, yeah, the monkeys, you know. I don't know, but if it's haunted by Kiss, that's just a terrible thing, Gino. We'll have to do something about that. And and Fez and Gino, if you have a Fez, I encourage you, post a Fez. You know, I'll feature it on my channel. You know, post it as a response to Fez Night. I'm sure there's a lot of us that'll get a kick out of that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep these short and sweet. Okay, so Z Moulton, who does that program called Rot, recently on the tubes, Rot, mentioned, and I saw the video. I could say I never watched Tim's videos, which would be a lie, but I do. I've stopped watching a lot less of them. And when he says he doesn't watch mine, apparently, I mean, he may not be lately, but he's constantly saying, I never watch his videos. But then he'll make like these parodies and uses puppets and stuff. By the way, which he used to diss everybody for using puppets, and now he's like totally into puppets now. So yeah, Tim made the video where he said something about that he didn't want anything to do with Rot anymore. Z Moulton Zach, pretty much, as far as I've seen, every episode of Rot featured a clip of Tim, at least somewhere in it, but I think lately it was at the end, mostly at the end of Rot. And then Timmy says he doesn't want to be part of it anymore because my understanding is that Z Moulton was hanging out or talking to or being nice to people that Timmy doesn't like. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Anyone else go through that? Seems to be his MO. So, I don't know. That kind of says a lot about a flawed personality, I think. It sounds like being very manipulative. And yet he still has his hangers-on. And so the people that are hangers-on, that basically Timmy will keep you around as long as you kiss his ass. And don't talk to any of the people he doesn't like. And you know, if you can do that, you're solid. Okay? And we know those people that are hangers-on Timmy's videos, the ones that are allowed to comment. And yeah. So Z Moulton is put out a call for auditions to fill that spot. And so, starting now, I'll remove this clip and make a separate video out of it, but I'll leave it in Fez. I'll leave it here in Fez Night on the episode of Deep Fried Fez. This is my audition for Z Moulton's Rot. What's the name of that character? I'm sorry, I forgot the name of your character. Well, okay, start over. This is my audition for Rot. I think that I should be the replacement for your regular guest spot, being that I do post videos regularly. That was part of your criteria. As far as having a sense of humor, I absolutely have no sense of humor. I think nothing's funny, and I never laugh. But maybe you'll still consider me. And I think it would be kind of sweet if Citizen Kong took Timmy's place. Cheers. All right. Excuse me. Okay, that's my addition that I'm going to submit to Zach, to the Rot show. And Angie, I know you want that spot too, but you know. What can I say? Normally I wouldn't try out for something like this. I really wouldn't. But I just think it would just be so sweet if I was replaced, if I replaced Timmy. Timmy! All right. I'm just going to look at the headlines. I know that there's some people, and look, and I'm not going to like listen to feedback and let it manipulate my show or have people tell me what to do, but I'll listen, you know, and I've been getting a lot of stuff from YouTube about, attaching AdSense to my videos. And which is kind of nice. They say, yeah, basically, um, you know, you fit the criteria. Then they put all through this rigmarole about using copyrighted material, blah 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 blah. And that's why I just tell them I just do a vlog. I haven't for a long time used any music. I don't even hold up the newspaper anymore. And I don't think it's affected the show that badly. I know that some people don't like me reading through the newspaper. I don't know. I guess I just started doing that as a way to fill up time because I wasn't reading the paper that day. Yeah, no music or anything like that. The one thing, though, is to still qualify to be a full partner and get a banner and all that. I need to get thousands of views on Fez Night, which I'm not. But I would, I'd be sad if the views dropped down to 10. Believe me, I would not like that. And as far as the thumbs up, thumbs down, I'm not turning that off. I don't care. If these people want to waste their energy coming back again and again and again and thumbing down the videos, it's not going to make me go away. And it's not going to make me turn off my thumbs up, thumbs down. And I'd really, really be hard-pressed to say I've got that many enemies. Maybe I have. I said it once, I couldn't count them on one hand. But the three main ones do have other people that support them or something. I don't know. I've talked about that before. And you can never be 100% sure. I know people that go, oh, that sock account, I'm positive that's so. They even talk about having the proof. No, you can almost never have, unless you steal their hard drive or something, have absolute proof that that's who you say they are. Excuse me, but all you can do is just do some investigating and come up with some pretty strong circumstantial evidence, And sometimes in your gut, Sometimes you just give it away, like Fez Night. We know that's Pops, because the videos, it's obvious. All right, so the headlines for the Sunday paper on the front page for the Los Angeles Times is unused leave is drained on states' books. Okay, who cares? That's just about California. Fighting flooding with flooding in the South. Man, I mean, I haven't been following the details of that, but that's pretty crazy. We're going to flood like thousands of homes or something like that to save New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Man, I feel sorry for those people. But it gets down to that question again. Why would you want to live there when you're prone to those sort of natural disasters? Then the other thing is what mankind does to alter his environment. And if anybody says man has no effect on the environment, they're full of shit, okay? Everything from dumping stuff into the ocean to building levees. That's affecting your own environment. Plowing a field is affecting the environment. And so if we could only learn to look at things long term, not just 20 or 15 years. I mean, it seems like they think 5 years down the line these days for almost everything. But if they could think 100, 200, 300 years into the future about what they're doing, about, drilling a well or an oil well or building up a levee or building a dam. No, they're just thinking about the immediate results. We want this. We want energy, so we're going to do this. We want farmland, so we're going to do this. And the funny thing is that mankind used to think really long term. And just off the top of my head, the pyramids, those things were built to last. They're still here. I got in an argument with some guy. I said, we don't build things to last anymore. They need constant maintenance if they're to survive at all. And I said to him, this was a long time ago, I said, the pyramids, I said, well, name like a man's like great achievement, that mark on the earth, compare modern man's compared to the pyramids. And this guy I know said the Twin Towers. And I said, so you think that the Twin Towers will be around long after the pyramids are gone? Oh, yeah, those things, this is going to be around forever. Because it's one of those people, he's going to make an argument just to be right, And it's very, very sad, but I guess I could say I told you so, that no. Of course, they ran planes in it. I bet if they ran planes in the pyramids, it'd still suffer less damage, right? It's built out of solid rock, practically. But anyway, it's funny. The more modern we become, the less long-term we think. The less permanent. Even like consumer goods aren't built to last, you know? Yeah, I guess at some point the notion of antiquing will sort of end off at a certain era, like maybe 1950. You know, everything after 1950, no, it's not an antique. It just never survived long enough. I suppose. Um, oh, this is kind of sad. And this is why I've gotten into talk with people about labor laws, you know, and how they, you know, where at my new job, boy, man, they're really, really crazy about safety, big time. And some of the rules are actually kind of silly, but you know, I go along with it. And you know, and it's sort of the small government guy. There's a guy there that's sort of right wing, small government, but I like him. You know, he's one of the guys I went to go drink beer with. And you know, you're saying, oh yeah, you know, all these regulations taking away from freedom and stuff, and you know, labor and stuff. And I say, well, it's an overreaction to what we had before, you know, where you had children losing their arms, you know, in those coal mining conveyor belt things, you know, and it exists still. I mean, if we're going to look about the 40-hour work week, it was all liberal ideas. 40-hour work week, you know, paid vacations, minimum wage. You know, you can thank the liberals for that. And in India, headline says, where coal mining is often child's work. Northeast India's makeshift shafts are dangerous but well suited to small bodies. So here we go. You know, this is a Dickensian, meaning Charles Dickens, sort of, you know, turn of the century industrial revolution kind of thing that's going on still. I mean, it's no news, though, about child labor in different parts of the world, but I don't know, it kind of struck me. And that's why we had labor laws and unions. People think, oh, we could have got along great without unions. No, unions are very important for people that actually do the work, you know. Not for the people sitting in their office, you know. Not for the people that own the company, but for the people that are actually doing the real work. And I've always, ever since I was a little kid, it seemed to me that the people in the white shirts are riding on the backs of the rest of us. And I don't think there's anything you can do to change my mind about that. I'm always going to see it that way. Oh, well, maybe you could change my mind. Maybe if I become one of those white shirts, though. All right, everybody. Have a great week, okay? I managed to keep this Fez Night under 30 minutes. So, yeah, you all have a great week. And we'll see you next time if I feel like posting a Fez. To be honest, I almost didn't post a Fez today. All right? Cheers. Well, let me say that again. Have a great week, and thank you for watching Deep Fried Fez. Cheers.